Hello everyone, we're back. It's season 2. I'm going to get straight into the transfers. We've had a very busy transfer window, and we'll get into it straight away. The first signing we brought was another addition to our centre defence in Anel Ahmed Hodzic. He's a decent defender who'll be a decent backup slash first team defender. Gives us some depth in the defence, and I'm very pleased with him at a cost of 19 million. I know, some people will be thinking, really? But we signed him for 525,000. I couldn't pass it up. Anthony Martial with, well, look at his stats. He's decent enough, and he'll do a job for a couple seasons as a backup striker. I'm happy with Anthony Martial. We then spent 5 million on Danny Ceballos, who, if you look at his technical ability, he's good. And again, just another centre midfielder who can back up our midfield, plus give something new with his good technique and passing and dribbling abilities. We then signed someone who will get straight into the first team, I believe, in Thomas Lamar. Again, someone who's very good technically. His physicals are okay, and his mentals aren't too shabby either. And what we need, he will do a very good role for us. So welcome in Thomas Lamar. And then possibly one of my favourite signings, one of my favourite players on this current game, Rooney Budgie. And I'm really happy we've got him in. We got him in for just under 12 million. And he's going to be a star in this Brighton team. His stats look great already at the age of 18. I'm very happy that we've got him in. And then I signed Archie Gray as a backup centre midfielder who, if he gets some game time this season, will only just improve. He will be great. I can't wait to see what Archie Gray is doing. We also made some sales, and you wouldn't believe one of the sales. So we signed Melier last season. We've sold him for a deal worth £57 million to Al Ittihad. We couldn't pass it, especially when we have this young goalkeeper back from loan. But for Bruggen from Holland, 21 years old, 11 caps already. He's going to be a great goalkeeper in the future. I think we've made some money in Melier, and we got him in because I really needed to improve the team, and I think we have improved the team. At the squad, this is gonna be our starting lineup, and I'm very pleased with this. Very pleased with this, and I cannot wait to see how we get on this season. I'm definitely much confident than I was last season when we only managed to finish 13th place. But for our tradition that we're going to start and rebuild, we will show the highlights of the first game. And like Newcastle last season, we've got a toughie. It's Liverpool, and we'll see you there. 22 minutes gone, and Luis Diaz scores a brilliant goal to put Liverpool 1-0 ahead. It's a great run. It's a great finish. But I can't do anything about it. It's 1-0 Liverpool. And a penalty for Liverpool in the 74th minute was scored by Mohamed Salah. 2-0 to Liverpool. And there you have it, guys. Liverpool 2, Brighton 0. We matched them in some cases. Passing, possession wasn't that bad. It was evenly matched. Liverpool just had the better chances and have the better quality, as you expect. So I will let you know when we've signed our right back, and then we will simulate season 2. Hello, guys. We are back. And here is our signing. Elias Gillett, a 21-year-old fullback who could be a good star for us in the future. He's got some good physicals. He's practically our replacement for our right/left back. He's already better, I feel. so he's probably going to get into the starting lineup. So we're going to tweak our tactic, and then we're going to simulate. So I will see you at the end of season 2. As you can see, guys, we have finished the season in 11th place, much better than before. But again, 12 points off Europa League, which is what we're set out to do. I want to set out to do anyway. The board want us to finish mid-table, and we've done that, so they're pleased. But again, mediocre in my eyes. I think we can do much better. We'll look at our competitions and see how we did in the cups. So as you can see, guys, we did abysmal. Fourth round, knocked out by Newcastle, and in the Carabao Cup, Birmingham City knocked us out in the third round. So again, we did poor in the cup competitions. If we look at our fixtures and our schedule for the season that has just been, you can see that we did not start at all well in August. We did win against York 7-2 in the Carabao Cup, however, which really doesn't mean a thing when you can see we lost to Birmingham the month afterwards. Again, uh, we won 3-0 against Chelsea, which is a good result for us away from home, but that was possibly the best result we had for a while going into the Christmas period, where in December we had a much better year getting results against Everton, a 5-4 against Fulham, where Evan Ferguson gets a hat trick, which is great to see. 2-0 win there before the new year with Martial getting 2 goals. Topsy-turvy January, a much better February where we only lost one game against Liverpool, and then again in March losing to Newcastle. A poor April, really saw us struggle, and then we drew against Arsenal, beat Forest, and beat Chelsea 3-2. So we beat Chelsea twice this season, which shows that I feel like we have, at the end of the season, we did start to pick up results, and I feel like next season that is a plus. Into next season, we have been given 58 million for our transfer budget, which is what our transfer budget was last year. So I'm pleased with that because I know Solly March does want to leave, and we probably will look to sell him. So we could probably push that on to about 80 million. So it's looking good there. We'll go on to the squads, and then next time you'll see me, it'll be season 3. We'll be about to start, and we'll look at our transfers. Goal wise, Evan Ferguson, who only started 22 games, scored 12 goals, two more than Calvert-Lewin, who, to be honest, after 2 poor seasons, I'll be honest, I might look to sell him on. We cost 76 million, which in hindsight may be a lot of money. How much is he worth now? Only 40 to 48, so unless we can get someone from maybe Saudi Arabia to push him up. I don't know. Maybe we'll look to sell. Maybe we'll keep him. João Pedro as well, doing well there with 9 goals. And then Lamar and Matoma, people you would think there. Assist wise, Lamar, Sabias, Rooney, Baji doing really well there. How's he done this season with his growth? He's looking good already. I mean, 19 years old. He's going to be really good for the rest of next season. I'm really pleased with that. So yes, I've not been happy with our progress. We have gone up league table wise, but I know what this Brighton team can do. I can feel it. The talent we've got. With just add a couple more top class players, I feel like we can do Europe this season. So I will see you for season 3. Hello guys, we are here at the beginning of season 3 of our rebuild series with Brighton, and I tell you now, I've had what I think is a really good transfer window. And first of all, we'll get on to who we've sold. So first things first, we sold Solly March to Burnley for £30 million. The 31-year-old, he wanted to move on after last season, and I feel like we've got some very good replacements, and 30 million was very handy for a transfer budget. We also sold Igor to Leeds for about 10.5 million. They had already signed Igor. This was already transfer implemented by the game. Uh, we did use him last season and the season before, but he kind of underperformed, so we moved him on. We also sold Jeremy Sarmiento, also to Leeds, the young Ecuadorian. He's a good solid prospect, but again, someone in the attacking midfield. I just didn't think we'd get the game time. We sold him for 19.25 million. Again, he didn't really play many games for us, and I'm happy to move him on again. Free signing for Brighton a couple of years ago. So yeah, moved him on. Now, as you can see, you'll be thinking, why have you sold Tariq Lamptey? Well, the incredibly quick winger, he wanted to go as soon as a Saudi Arabian club um, wanted him. They bid very, very low, and I wasn't happy with it. So I spoke to him, and we managed to wrangle it up to 59 million, and that is what we sold him for. I feel like I've got a good replacement. Also, obviously, we brought Elias Gillette last season, so I'm not that sad about it. But I would have liked to keep him. We also sold a couple of other people, just uh, some 23-year-olds and 22-year-olds who were never gonna play. And now we'll move on to our signings. So we start things off with Joe Willock from Newcastle. We signed him for roughly 5.5 million. It might go up to 6.75 million. Our team was saying we needed to buy bolster the centre midfield again and a bit more defensive midfield. So we have got Joe Willock for that. We've got another signing as well that I'll show you currently. I think is one of my favourites, and I'm happy we've got him. But first of all, another person who used to play for Arsenal for 25 million, and I think we've snapped up a bargain here. Emil Smith Rowe comes to Brighton, can play in any of the attacking positions really, even on the wing if he really wanted to. Um, but yeah, a solid signing. I think he will really help bolster our squad and improve it a lot better. And someone who has had lots of experience in Europe. And then Tien Koopmeiners. Someone who can take a free kick, someone who can take a penalty, someone who can defend, someone who will be our solid game-changing midfielder in Coop Miners. It did cost a lot, 79 million, but we had the money and I was happy for it. We signed another defensive midfielder, Nicholas Seawald. He's a solid backup. Um, he's pretty average, but he's a good, solid person for where we want to be this season. I think he'll help. Another solid centre defender in Spanish player Mika Mamal. Um, he's got good heading, passing, tackling, marking. It's all solid average where you need to be in the Premier League. We then signed Matty Cash as our backup right back because we really needed a backup right back, and here he is. I'm really looking forward to see how Matty Cash does. It's going to be his long throws, of course. He'll be solid backup to our current fullback, which is of course Elias Gillette. Lastly, I got Levi Colwell on loan for a whole season from Chelsea as another centre defender to bolster our squad and to make sure we have enough centre defenders because of the tactic we'll be playing, which we'll move on to right now. So in the comments, guys, please obviously let me know what you think of um, all the transfer windows we've had and which one you think was your favourite. So this will be the tactic we'll be playing this season. A 3-4-2-1. Will be quite balanced. I'm looking forward to it. Of course, we have got so many options in our arsenal right now with the likes of Evan Ferguson on the bench, Thomas Lamar, Matty Cash. I'm really happy with this formation. I feel like this will give us a better chance. I don't think we'll be making any more transfers this season, and if I do, or if anyone major goes, I will let you know before we simulate season 3. But as always, we'll move on to the first match of the season, and here are the highlights of our first match against Crystal Palace. Goal in the 50th minute for Brighton, just after the kick of half-time. Matoma There's some fantastic passing to Calvert-Lewin, who's just onside, and goal with a brilliant finish to bring us 1-0. And 12 minutes later, with the help of one of our substitutions, João Pedro, Calvert-Lewin scores his second goal with a fine header, which beats Ivan Villa, and it's 2-0 Brighton. And VAR awards us another goal 5 minutes later on. This time Calvert-Lewin is the architect with a long ball from Cal, finds Lewin, and João Pedro just taps it in. Brilliant ball, brilliant goal, onside, 3-0. But in stoppage time, Crystal Palace managed to get an equaliser. Ducour with a fantastic run past about 5 players, as you can see. He beats Verbruggen, and it's 3-1 Palace, just a consolation goal perhaps. Have it, guys. We win 3-1 in our first game of the Premier League season in season 3. So we will simulate the rest of the season. We will let you know if there's any more transfers or major sales, and we will see you on the other side. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we finish 8th this year, which is a much, much better performance than we've done in the last 2. And as you can see, we've also got a Europa League place, which can only mean one thing, surely. There you have it, guys. Brighton have won the FA Cup in the 3rd season of the rebuild, which gets us into the Europa League, which is a fantastic performance from the boys. I am really, really pleased, as you can tell. I did not expect an FA Cup victory at all. That's a great run, especially when you can see we got knocked out by Norwich, which I believe was on penalties very early on in the season. But look at that. We have done really well. We won 17 games, lost 15, so there's a lot of work to do in the defensive part of the team, I think. As you can see, Calvert-Lewin scored 16 goals, which we will look at our team in a moment. We're just going to go to the schedule and just see how we've done. As you can see, we lost to Liverpool and, of course, Norwich in the Carabao Cup second round, but we had an amazing August, September, and October when you really think about it. November, we slipped and lost every game. Tottenham, Chelsea, Burnley, and Man City, which is very, very bad. We had an okay December, drawing 2 games, which we should have won, really. But beating Man United 3-0 at Old Trafford is impressive. January, again, we lost to Villa at Villa Park, which is quite annoying, but winning against Liverpool and a local team to me, as I live in Totnes. We drew 1-1 with Plymouth and then beat them in the replay in the 4th round. But wins against Newcastle, you can see here, Tottenham, very good. We lost to Liverpool 5-1 at Anfield, then Brentford beat us, and we drew 1-1 with Palace. We beat Millwall 4-0 there in the Cup. And then a mixed bag in March, beating Man United twice, once in the Cup and once in the league, losing 4-0 away to Arsenal. In April, we beat Arsenal in the FA Cup semi-final with Rooney Bargy scoring a great goal there in the 38th minute. Well done to him. Losing to Man City but beating Chelsea. Then May, we lost to Leeds 4-0, which is quite atrocious when you really think about it. But an FA Cup win 2-0 against Brentford with Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Billy Gilmore getting us the goals there. So if we look at our top goal scorers, this time Calvert-Lewin with 17 goals, Evan Ferguson with 14, we love to see it. Matoma and Gilmore and Pedro round us up with 9 goals and 6 apiece. Our assist-wise, though, it's Rooney, Bargy, and really everyone else minimal assists. So perhaps a tweak of the tactic, which seems to go really well, but somewhere we can get our players involved more with assist wise and stuff. But I'm very, very happy with this. An FA Cup win to our name. So, of course, we will sort the transfers out. And when the season starts, that's next time you'll see me for season 4. Hello, guys. Welcome to season 4 of our rebuild with Brighton and Hove Albion. We have had a great season. We are looking forward to kicking off this season. We've made some transfers, some good ones, I definitely think, but there's one thing we need to see, guys, and it happened in January, obviously in a transfer window, and I didn't notice until looking through the squad and seeing what we needed to build on, and we have lost a valuable player. Elias Gillett has left us. He went in January to Bayern Munich for £48.5 million. The 23-year-old right back who is just becoming to find his own. And yeah, he went in January, which is really, really sad. Which means, having noticed it quite late, we've had to kind of panicky get some extra wingers, extra right backs and left backs, basically as cover on loan. So we're waiting for those deals to be finalised. But other than that, here are the rest of our signings and sales. Someone that we brought last season in Mika Mamal wanted to leave to go to Saudi Arabia. We sold him for 20.5 million, which helped our budget. And then we also sold Lewis Dunk, the Brighton icon, for about 4 million. He's getting on, and I just didn't think he was good enough. We signed Ibrahima Konate from Liverpool on loan for a season. He's going to be great in the defence. It's a solid backup that we needed, considering we've got rid of a couple of defenders. Really happy to get him on loan. He's got good heading, good tackling, jumper reach 17. He's definitely going to do some wonders from corners, we would hope. Another defensive midfielder slash another centre back in Diego Carlos from Aston Villa, I believe, going for 8.5 million, which I think is quite a steal. As you can see, solid defensive techniques that we need, some good mentals there, and solid physicals from Diego. And he's 33, so he's got a good year in him. I think he can help us bolster our defence this season. Look at that. We've signed Frank Kessie for about £14 million. He is world class. He's literally the best player on the team at the moment in time. And he will definitely be solid in our defensive midfield. Someone who has experience, someone that can lead the line. And I am so happy we've got him in. We are also working on getting Laporte in for free. Another solid centre defender that would really bolster our defence. He's still really, really good. And I think we're the only person in for him at the moment. We are. It's our tactic for this season. Again, it's the same as last season. But this time, I want Matoma as an inside forward. I'm happy with this formation. It did do much better than the previous season, so we're going to stick with this one and see how it goes again. Now that we've got an added side defence, and hopefully with Laporte in as well, our defence will be much, much solid. As you can see, we're doing well. Konate won't play this first game of the season like we do usually, because our first game this season is in the Community Shield. So we'll get, hopefully, to win some silverware. 28th minute, it's an amazing goal by Zeno de Bast. He picks it up on edge of his box, on the edge of the box, and just has a whirlwind of a strike there. It beats Bart for Bruggen. It's 1-0 to Liverpool. Just after half time, Darwin Núñez with a piece of magnificent skill. A beautiful one-touch volley into the goal. It's not offside. He's very, very well onside, Darwin Núñez. Get away from his man and cleanly strike it. 78th minute, Brighton have scored. A lovely ball over the top to Calvert-Lewin from Archie Brown. Lewin finds Rooney in the bag of space, and it's a brilliant finish. It's 2-1. Can Brighton do something? And there you have it, guys. Unfortunately for us, Liverpool win 2-1 in the Community Shield. We were outclassed by a team much better than us. But we move on. Well done, Liverpool. We will sim the rest of the season, and if we get those signings, obviously I'll let you know first. If not, I will see you at the end of season 4. Have it, guys. Laporte is a Brighton player on a free transfer. I think it's a cracking signing, and for the year or two that we'll use him, he should solidify the defence. So we will sim the rest of the season, and we will see you at the end, guys. And as you can see, season 4. Well, season 4 turned out to not be a very, very good season, finishing 13th place on 43 points, 20 points off Europe. Um, yeah, very disappointing to be honest. I felt we could have done a lot better. We did have a really good start to the season in August. Fixture congestion probably didn't help things either with the Europa League and stuff. And talk about Europa League, let's see how we did in the competitions. As you can see, we got to the English FA Cup quarter-final, knocked out by Arsenal, knocked out in the Carabao Cup by Man United in the third round, and the quarter-final of the Europa League by Fiorentina. It's a very good effort by the squad in the Europa League again, but sadly, going into the last season of this rebuild, to get into Europe or to even finish in a better position than we have done, which was eighth, I believe, um, we got to do some more work. You can see we had a really good August, other than losing to the Community Shield. Had a really good September in the league as well. Dropped off points against Arsenal and Man United in October, and a loss to Palace isn't really what you want to see. A mediocre November and a very bad December in my eyes there. But then we did have a caliber of teams there that are difficult to face. But we did lose to Forest, which is annoying. January was slightly better, but more so in the cup competitions. Another 4-0 loss to Arsenal in the Premier League and Southampton again in a game you really think we should win. Again, more of the same really for the whole entire of the season going towards the end there, and we finished off quite badly as well with 1-0 loss to West Ham. Calvert-Lewin again topped the charts for Brighton, scoring 17 goals in 43 games altogether. Evan Ferguson scoring 11 again, which is good for his growth as he's very young. We've got lots of players that are wanted. We're gonna have to sort lots of things out going into this season. Let's just see how much our budget is as well. So it appears our budget for next season is 21 million, which isn't a lot, but I probably will have to sell a couple of players, and hopefully we can do a lot better in the last season. And until then, I will see you at the start of season 5. Hello, everybody, and welcome to season 5, our last season of the rebuild. And we've been pretty busy with some signings. So let's have a look at our outs, look at our ins, look at our squads, and then we'll go from there. First person we sold was to West Ham for an amazing price of just over 35 million, which is Facundo Granati. He really didn't play for us at all, was on loan loads, and when West Ham came in for 32 million offer, I was like, yeah, definitely going to sell him on. We've got players already in that position, in the positions he plays, so he really wasn't going to play this season. And 32 million, for can't pass that up, can we? Our other major sale was Laporte, who went to Saudi Arabia again. We've lost lots of teams to the Saudi clubs. Again, about 35 million for Laporte, and we used the money to get some more defenders, back up some defenders. Laporte is 33 years old and was getting on, but as you can see, his stats are really good, and he'll probably do really well in Saudi leagues. But for the Premier League, we had to get someone a bit better. Brings off with a free signing in Kieran Trippier, the England international, 36 years old, hasn't got any pace, but the rest of his stats are quite good. And for someone who will be a fringe player, he will be back up for us. And free transfer, was happy with that one. Another free transfer to just bolster our midfield and our defensive midfield in Maxime Cacaret French 27-year-old as well. Still got a few good years in him. And as you see, stats, he's well rounded. And I'm pleased we've got him in as a free transfer. Spent 68 million on Ryan Cherky. The 23-year-old, one of the wonder kids in the few games back. But this, look at him. He's dribbling, his first touch, his technique. It's everything we could do with in the Premier League. And he just makes our Brighton team a lot better. So welcome in Ryan Cherky. A new left back in Fabio Parassi. He's got good physicals. His technicals are really good as well. His dribbling and crossing is superb for what he's going to be, which will be our left wing back. So in this position here. And he's just very, very good. Here's another one we've got in Benoit Badiashile. He's heading, he's marking, his jumping reach. He's going to score so many headers from corners. I can see it now. But yes, we signed him for about 50 million from Chelsea. And again, he's just bolsters our defence, makes it even better. And along with this other defender, we've got our last signing of the transfer window. Our defence is just top notch. Josip Satulo, again, his marking and tackling, his composure, his concentration, it's all good for a centre defender in the Premier League. I'm looking forward to it. And this is how our team will line up. Hey guys, this will be our first team throughout the season. This will definitely be the first team that will be playing Southampton tomorrow in our first game of the Premier League. Highlights will be with you shortly. So yeah, the aim is to definitely get the best position we've had in the rebuild. If we can get into Europe, that would be wonderful. If we could win a Carabao Cup or an FA Cup again, that would also be wonderful. It's going to be a toughie, but I am pleased with how it's gone. So let's get to Southampton. In a very lackluster game of the first in the Premier League for Brighton and Southampton. Southampton find the goal in the 77th minute of Armstrong poking it through both the defenders and Verbruggen. 1-0 Southampton. Tight offsides. Nowhere near. And Armstrong slots it in. So folks, our first game of the season did not go as we wanted. It was a 1-0 loss to Southampton. Well, is this a thing? Is this a sign of things to come for our last season in this first rebuild? Either way, we will find out when we get back from our simulated season. So let's sim season 5. Guys, we have simmed the last season of our rebuild, and as you can see, we finished 5th, best of the rest in Europa League, 9 points behind Tottenham. But who cares? This is the best finish we've had, solidifying European football. Calvert-Lewin with 18 goals in the Premier League this season. Haaland again with 33 has been absolutely insane. But I am really, really pleased with this. Let's check now the competitions. So, as you can see, we were knocked out by Norwich in the Carabao Cup. We have done really bad in the Carabao Cup in these 5 years. Honestly, it's very, very bad. As for the FA Cup, we were knocked out in the 4th round replay by Everton 3-1. So yeah, that's gone really, really well. So this season, we started off, as you know, with a 1-0 loss to Southampton. And then we hadn't lost again, apart from Forest, since Chelsea in the middle of November. Some good results, though, against Newcastle 4-1. Losing to Liverpool 1-0 doesn't really bother me as much when we drew 1-1 and had a really good month in December. January, Fulham and Wolves cost us some points there. Again, losing to Everton there probably cost us a lot. Calvert-Lewin scoring against his former team, though. Losing to Chelsea in April and Brentford But we did have a solid end to the season as well. I would have thought Brentford perhaps should have won. If we'd won the games that I feel like we should have won, then perhaps we would have got the Champions League football, which has been honestly fantastic. As you can see, Calvert-Lewin tops the charts with 18 goals. João Pedro with 10 assists and 11 goals, sorting us out there. But really, everyone else was a bit quiet. Koeman has some assists. Cherky did not play any games for some strange reason. He played 2 starts, which is disappointing. But yeah, it was a solid team. I'm happy with it now in hindsight. So if we go back and just see what we have done as a manager for Brighton. So as you can see here, the runner-up in the English Community Shield. But we did win the FA Cup in our 3rd season. So European football and an FA Cup in the 5 years as Brighton. Perhaps some people think we could have done a lot better. But considering how some of our seasons went and how we started, I am very, very pleased. So guys, I just wanted to say thank you very much for watching, liking, commenting, or subscribing. Um, it's been a lot of fun to do, a lot of work, and I've really, really enjoyed myself. We'll be trying doing these rebuilds every 2 weeks on a Friday. So I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.